Welcome back to the Chrono Trigger playthrough here at Trippy Commentaries. This game is so epic that I had to bring Justin in to help me out with it. There's just too much to get to.
What's up, man? Thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely, man. Let's jump into the market here and try to upgrade Chrono before we try to locate Marle here. So what you missed out on is I took care of the fair.
Yep.
I know you probably played that a million times. I'm sure you don't mind missing that.
Thank you for sparing me.
We don't really need to get too much, honestly. I really don't care about any of this stuff. So let's just get some tonics just in case. In case I decide to die somewhere in the cathedral where we'll have to go eventually.
Where are you at with Chrono's weaponry?
He's got the wood blade, but we will find a better sword for him in the cathedral, so we'll just ride it out for now.
Let's go for that.
Let's get some shelters, which will re-heal us at a save point. They act as the tents from Final Fantasy VI.
Yep.
I know you've played that one, of course.
Oh, another favorite.
Moment of silence for one of the most epic songs in video game history.
Please quiet your cell phones.
So this is Secret of the Forest. Great song. Love it. And unfortunately, these rollies and green imps have interrupted us, so we must slay them.
So I'm guessing you chose the active combat mode over... Okay, good.
Absolutely. Definitely. I mean, that's one of the reasons why this ranks as my favorite RPG and the best RPG of all time. So what do you think about that statement?
I'll have to agree with you. There is a couple new gen RPGs which I'm in love with, including Fallout and Mass Effect. But those are so advanced and so beyond what was going on with Super Nintendo in the 90s. So in that period, in that era, this is by far the best RPG.
I still think it holds up to those games. I'm a big fan of Fallout 3 myself. We have a Fallout 3 playthrough going on right now, which is pretty epic. More rollies. And I started playing Final Fantasy VI recently to get into that game and try to decipher which one is the best RPG, because that one's right there for me.
Yeah.
But I think Chrono Trigger is the best. This game is awesome.
I like the fighting, the combat system much better in Chrono Trigger than Final Fantasy. I'm not a huge fan of the menu-based fighting in general. I'm more of a Zelda free roamer.
Yeah.
But for that genre with the menu fighting, Chrono Trigger is the bomb, man.
Yeah. Now, Final Fantasy VI also had somewhat of an active style as well, but you couldn't link up all of your characters, where these, you can do a move with all three characters at once.
Right, that's where I was getting at, but I didn't know if you wanted to, spoil it and jump ahead, but goddamn it, yeah, doing that kind of stuff, it's what makes this game stand out.
We have made it to the soldier, and they are blocking the castle here as we, of course, are trying to infiltrate to find Marle. But we have found Queen Lean instead. Who is this?
Kind of looks like her.
It's a friend of ours, really.
There's a resemblance.
So, pretty interesting. Thank goodness the queen here is vouching for us. She's giggling for some reason. We'll have to look into that. But yeah, getting back to the conversation about the best RPG, I have to say this one only ranks up there with the active style. If it's not inactive, it doesn't count to me.
Okay.
So definitely have to choose active. All right, who do we have here? The king. Wow. It's like we have an audience with the king already.
Typical king sitting around, not doing much. Just looking royal. The
queen looks pretty hot, so definitely good for him there. So she lost her coral pin, which she guarded with her life. So that's your first main clue that something is not right, other than her giggling, which also is a little strange. Who is this person? You look suspicious. The Chancellor. Shall we follow him?
How dare you walk away from me?
Yes, we always know chancellors are very suspicious. Let's tail him. There are some chests that you can find in this castle, but this is an area that we'll be revisiting. And if you wait to open up the chest in different time periods, you can get some better stuff.
Very good point.
Get out of my face, eh? What's he looking at? I'm not too sure. I'm thinking maybe there's a peek hole or something. Oh. Interesting. Little tidbit there. The Chancellor's gone crazy, but I don't believe it. So one thing we see in a lot of Square Enix games is the villains are complete madmen. That's for sure. And I think we're getting our first peek into that as the Chancellor is certainly raising a red flag in my book.
He's going mad.
Let's head over here and see if we can find the Queen. I think we need to speak with her to get some answers. As right now, we have no idea where to find Marle at all. And this is our only lead. The Queen awaits. Aha. So you have a pretty cool storyline here. This is Marle, of course. She's about to uncover the secret, but she is acting as the queen, and there's something wrong with that.
Yeah.
Because the queen is missing.
The real queen is missing.
Exactly. And if they think the queen is here, they will never rescue the real queen.
Right.
And
which in the future could affect Marle.
The princess.
Right.
But you don't think Marley's the princess, is she? I think by now we're starting to put it all together here. And correlating that with the sappy music and eventually turning into the tragedy as Marle is sucked into the void.
What's happening?
She's being torn apart. And she's very scared. Not good. That is the second time she has vanished right before our eyes.
Well, maybe third time's a charm.
Yeah, so let's get the hell out of here before anybody suspects us of wrongdoing. No reason to suspect us, people. Okay, I didn't go far enough here. Let's keep going downstairs, and we will be introduced to the person who got us into this mess to begin with, Luca. We did not find her. Well, I guess we did find her, but then we lost her again. And, of course, Luca is going to completely uncover the truth here and let us know that the girl is an ancestor of the queen, making her the princess. Princess Nadia, to be exact. But we'll just call her Marle for now. So here's the little demonstration here. Princess Nadia is a descendant of Queen Leene. So Queen Leene had a baby, creating whoever this one is. Call her Queen Sasha. Here's Queen Shanae. And then Princess Nadia, Marle. So pretty cool. I like how they pointed this out. I gotta admit, when I first played this game, I needed things like this to really clue me in on what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
It's a great storyline. It's very intricate. And we're dealing with some Back to the Future kind of stuff here.
That's what I was just gonna get at, man. It's got the Back to the Future correlation where things that happen in the past are going to affect relatives in the future, a la that disappearing picture where Marty and his brother and sister are starting to fade away.
Absolutely.
So I would suppose that Chrono is really the Marty McFly here.
I never thought of it that way. I think you're onto something. All right, so we are now teaming up with Luca. That's always good. Of course, in an RPG, it's never good when you're by yourself. One of the first things you want to do is try to grab someone else to help you out in your adventure.
Yeah, you got to build your team. There's always, each person has their designated role. This is probably the techie, super smart person. Your Egon, for example.
Yes. Nice. So, let's see how she does in battle, shall we? As apparently no one else is coming out to fight us. Do we have anybody? Aha, shiny thing. I knew it.
Always good, shiny things in RPGs.
Yes, but this one led to an ambush. The Roly Rider. Let's check out our Cyclone maneuver here. And actually, one thing we're going to want to do before we head off to try to find the Queen here and save the day is go get a free nap, which will reheal us. As we know in any good RPG, if you take a nap, all of your woes will be solved and you'll be fully healed. Let's make our way through. Oh, damn it. Some Roly Riders have ambushed us again. Cyclone to the face. Let's see if Luca has any special abilities. Of course, we just teamed up with her, so we're not too sure on everything she has.
Yeah.
And apparently she has nothing. So let's just shoot them in
Come
the
on,
face.
girl.
I'm sure she'll be leveling up very soon, and that'll
For
come
sure.
in handy. And maybe we can even come in contact with a third character to join our party.
Yep. Oh, you should check out what items she's using or has equipped right now.
Oh, nice. We just learned a couple new techniques. Awesome.
Fire Whirl.
Let's go
Excellent.
ahead and we'll just go sleep up and we'll check that out.
Free nap at the castle.
As I mentioned back in the market, I'm not a big fan of buying items here in this opening area. I really feel like it's a little bit unnecessary, and we'll probably do just fine in the first area of the game. Here's where you can sleep for free, by the way, or take a snooze.
Take a snooze.
Yes, I snore a lot. And yeah, so I think we'll be just fine. Looking ahead, I think we should definitely find some stuff that should help us out in the next area. And let's go ahead and tackle the cathedral first. What do you think? That seems like a suspicious area.
That always seems to be a suspicious area in some of the best RPGs.
I know, man.
Link to the Past, got the, you go to the cathedral.
Yeah, true.
People disappear, you don't know what's going on.
Yes. Sword to the face for the Roly Rider, and Luca should put him out of his misery. He fades into nothingness. Alright, we've leveled up again. Doing pretty well. And it doesn't take much grinding in this game at first. There are some areas where the difficulty is definitely going to spike, and we might want to do some grinding off screen at parts. But for the most part, we'll be fine. And a lot of these guys are pretty pathetic right off the bat, I have to say. Damn you, blue eaglets. I really like the colors that they use in this game back for the Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo games already have a certain charm about them.
That they do.
Their graphical style is just awesome,
Yeah.
to say the least. But Chrono Trigger really took it to the next level. This game came out after Final Fantasy VI, which was epic in its own right. A game we'll probably reference a lot in this playthrough, I feel like.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. But you could tell that this game really perfected that formula and took it over the top even more.
It did.
Here we have the first dungeon of the game, the Cathedral. Let's talk to some of its inhabitants. World peace, or a piece of the world. Wouldn't know what to do with themselves in a truly peaceful world. And then she wants to eat us.
Delicious humans.
Stick around for the
Are they
organ
cannibals?
recital. So that's the clue that something's going on with the organ, of course. Let's talk with this chick. And what do we have here?
Something sparkly.
It is none other than the coral pin
Oh no.
lost by the queen. I think we've found our destination. What the hell's going on here? Demon ladies. We all know what we must do. The fire whirl of death. Let's see how it does. This is our first fire whirl. What do you think, Justin? How do you like that?
That's pretty awesome. Imagine playing that when you were 11 or 12 like we were.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, damn. Very impressive.
Yes. Oh, man, it just gets more and more impressive.
It does. There's some pretty awesome tech capabilities in this game, and you can compound them, like you were saying, together as a group.
Yes.
And it's really, at that point, it's up to what lineup you have, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets really fun to mix and match guys.
Yeah.
We all have our favorite characters. I'm not even going to spoil the ones I like the most, as they're
Let's
pretty
wait for
massive
that.
characters in the
Let's
game.
wait for that. Let's get them all, then we'll kind of discuss some favorites.
Oh, damn it. They pimp slapped Luca. Who is this? A frog with a
Frogger
sword,
Man.
apparently.
Kermit.
Should we rename Frog Kermit? I'm tempted to, just because his name is not the most inventive name out there. A frog with a sword and a cape. And this is definitely one of my favorite characters in the game. He wants to save the queen as well. That's a good thing. That's exactly what we're trying to do.
Welcome to the team.
I wonder why a frog would be wanting to save the queen so bad. It's interesting. We definitely have to take him with us, as it is pretty obvious he is far more powerful than us at this point.
Yeah, he'll be a big help. I'm just wondering how he became a talking frog that can fight like a knight.
Yes, and you gotta say, his theme song is definitely pretty epic. It's one of those songs that you're like, oh damn, this guy must be important.
Going with the frog here, just sticking with the stock frog name.
Yeah, I was thinking about Kermit. That was a good idea. But
Maybe just Kerm.
yeah, that would have been a good idea. I was torn on whether to customize the names or not, but this game is so epic. We are fronting it as the greatest RPG of all time here. So that's saying a lot.
So that means you gotta stick with the real names.
Exactly. We have a big undertaking here as we are tackling a massive game. We have just unlocked a secret passage.
Played the magical scale.
Yes. And let's go ahead and jump into it. I love this jam, by the way. Awesome. We'll hear it a lot in the game. And we must take out the Diablos.
We're gonna be saying that a lot in this playthrough about that we love this theme,
Oh, yeah.
this song.
Yep. Truly epic soundtrack, stands up against no use of using the fire whirl. Let's just use a cyclone and stick with the other main attacks for the other guys. Now, one thing we got to point out here as far as MP is concerned is your MP does not refill when you get to save points like a lot of other games. You have to use shelters, as they're called in this game, and that'll pretty much heal all of your characters at once. I did grab a couple of those at the market, so we're pretty good to go there.
Yeah, that's good. Like any good RPG, you're gonna have to stock up on any kind of health, replenishers and like tents or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah,
Just
definitely.
kind of just stock up as much as you can. Even go farming a little bit, save up some money, and buy a bunch.
Absolutely. So, we have 2 more Diablos as Luca gets ninja kicked to the face. Let's go ahead and hit him with some normal attacks. These Diablos are pretty weak, as you can tell. Really nothing to worry about, as we now have Frog on our side. We have that third character, which is essential for tackling the first dungeon of the game. As you know, we're probably going to have a pretty difficult final boss to contend with. We're going to need all the help we can get to in tackling this first dungeon. And we got a tonic to help the cause. So, yeah, go ahead and stay tuned to the playthrough. We will be tackling the cathedral here as we have entered the opening rooms of this dungeon. And this is going to be an epic playthrough, Justin.
Looking forward to it.
We'll see you guys in the next episode.